Today I'm going to discuss what I meant by drift in the previous video that I did on a 2002 Jetta TDI diesel. Alright, today we took a trip about 10 miles each way, and I mostly went around 70 miles an hour once I got up to speed, and I recorded randomly from that trip 4 pictures that I have to follow, and each of the pictures shows about 76 miles per gallon at 70 miles an hour. Temperature outside 72. It's the warmest day we've had so far, so it gave me a good chance to see what the variation is, how much drift we had at that speed, and doesn't seem to be any. I just showed you 4 pictures of the car going down the road at 70 miles an hour on the scan gauge. Plus, of course, you saw the speedometer and the tachometer in the picture. The car was achieving generally, as I said, 76 at 70, temperature 73 on the scan gauge. The scan gauge was last fill up at 100% accuracy. That's within 3%, something like that. Everybody that has a scan gauge knows that they don't ever come out exactly the same, even though they may be the same for months. Virtually. So you saw that. Our other way of looking at this is through tank fill up. What we get at the tank, I normally fill up the tank at the same pump, unless I'm on a long trip. Of course, can't do that. But if I normally fill it up at the same pump with the same click setting, and I get, it's probably as close as you'll ever get to totally accurate, but can't expect total accuracy on any of these things. We do the best we can. Still, this is much better in performance than the any possible deviation could be with the gauges or the fill-up numbers. Okay, so if you look at the graph, the bottom line is, I'm attempting to say warm weather. It is not totally accurate in that warm weather is going to lower it. We know that according to what we've seen already, and the top line is about the cold weather performance. So I'm projecting that with that graph that the black line can go down as low as 0.88, something like that, which would mean that we'd be getting in the area of 80 miles per gallon at 70 miles an hour, which is certainly not beyond expectation. All right, you've seen probably the most incredible car in the world right now with this device on it. It gets, as you saw, at 70 miles an hour, probably 80 miles to a gallon when the weather gets up to 80. And it will accelerate at a higher rate than any stock Volkswagen probably out there with a diesel engine. Not only that, but it growls like a lion in the jungle. It's amazing. Scares the daylights out of people next to me. It's the lights, and I haven't done a thing to it. It's very stock. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this rather incredible information. It's hard for especially people like I was a mechanic when I was in the Air Force, and would never have believed this at the time unless I saw it myself with my own eyes. And today you have. This is really right off the camera on my cell phone. So I haven't manipulated this in any way. It's real stuff.